Live from New York, it's Ask This Engineer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another post-turkey Ask Engineer. I'm sure you're eating leftovers and hanging out watching us on this show. So welcome. It's me, Lady Ada, the engineer, and with me is Mr. Lady Ada on camera control. We've got an exciting show tonight with all sorts of exciting things.
That's right.
I can't even take it anymore. We've even got like this sweet menorah kit. I can't wait.
Got a lot of stuff going on.
All right, so tell them what's on tonight's show so we can get to the menorah kit.
Okay, on tonight's show, the code's cases. 10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up until midnight. Show and tell, another book night. Lots of amazing, cool projects. Some of them I want to have as products. Pack the mailbag will stop by. Read a letter. Jobs board. News from the world of open source hardware. We'll have some updates from our Kegomatic. That's right. Adafruit Learning System. What's new there? Time travel. We'll look back in the world of making, hacking, science, engineering, art, and more. Wearable electronics. 3D printing. Pi news. We'll have new products. We'll answer your question. We'll have a trivia question. All that and more on, you guessed it, Ask an Engineer.
I'm excited.
All right. Okay. So we got a lot of stuff going on.
Yes.
All right. So
I'm
first,
busy.
yes.
I got my hair redone. You can see I'm pinkified again.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. I've dyed my hair. I've gone completely gray for the last 10 years. This is just like a dye black now.
No, it's cool.
Yeah.
I like your haircut.
No, I know. But I am going gray. So first up, code.
You've been going gray for like 30 years.
Yeah, I know. It started when I was 5. So a lot of stress. So cases is a code that's 10% off everything in the Adafruit store all the way up until midnight tonight. These are the sales that we're kind of winding out the year.
I know, it was insane.
Yeah, I'll talk about the Black Friday and Cyber Monday stuff, but don't forget we take Bitcoin still.
I like how the Bitcoins are falling in this picture because
Bitcoin's falling. If you watched last week's show, we talked about Bitcoin,
Yeah,
the price.
sales.
Yeah, the price related to the number of sales because we take Bitcoin in our store.
Mm-hmm.
And Friday was Bitcoin Friday, and we did see a spike in sales. So people with Bitcoins are spending not as much as last year because they're not getting as much. But
yeah, but it's fun. Like,
yeah,
you
it's fun.
Earn coins and then you get
Yeah.
to spend it. It's like, and then you get physical things for your
Yeah.
math.
So don't forget, right now and until we run out, we have different tiers of free stuff. So at the $100 or more mark, you get a Perma Proto. At the $150 or more, a Trinket 5 volt. $200, free UPS ground. That's real shipping. That's trackable and reliable and gets to you. And in the USA, continental USA, that is. And $250 or more, free Trinket 5 volts. So that worked out really well. People really liked the sales that we did. I'll maybe talk about that a little bit. Some of the strategy
Yes.
behind what we decided to
I know
do.
that's strategy.
Yeah.
Business strategy.
Yeah. So
Business.
next up, show and tell, packed night. Show and tell is every week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Add your comment to the page, and we add you. It's filling up a lot, and there's nothing we can do about it.
This is the fastest it's ever filled up. It filled
in the
up
last
in
few
30
weeks.
seconds.
Yeah. So the other thing is the way Google sends out the invites, we don't control what order. It just sends them, and whenever they get there, they get there. So if it didn't work out this week, just try again. We're going to be doing this until there's no such
We've been
thing
doing
as
it for 2 years now?
2 years. So
right.
yeah. So we'll,
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you'll always be able to get on the show and tell at some point. Okay. So who was on the show and tell, Lady Ada?
Okay, so these are going to be out of order except for Tony D because the people came in and Len left and then came in. It was a little bit hectic. But we started off with Tony Nicole from Adafruit Northwest, who has been beta testing Adafruit.io, which is our super not so secret new Internet of Things platform that has both push and pull data capabilities. And Tony Nicole is actually, I remember when we first met him on Show and Tell, he was doing stuff with the Amazon services for push and pull data. So it's just like, wow, like this is perfect. He's working on exactly the kind of stuff he's always liked to do. And he's doing a Arduino Yun powered Geiger counter that's internet enabled, and so he can see whether he's getting radioactivized over the internet. Turns out he's totally fine. He's only like 0.4 microsieverts, I think.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that this was the first live demo of Adafruit.io. So if you want to see what we've been working on and what we will be working on for a very long time, because we really have some big ideas on how to make an Internet of Things service for everybody that pushes and pulls, that looks beautiful, that works with everything. This is the first time that we've done a live demo, so
Yes.
Do check the show and tell after you watch this show.
Yeah, because it's not live for even I don't have an account yet.
We're not letting you use it quite
I'm not
yet.
allowed to use it. So like really only like 2 people at Adafruit have access to it right now.
Yeah.
3. Justin, Tyler, and Tony. That's it.
When we did learn.adafruit.com, you were the only.
That's different.
You were the only person.
Yeah, I was the only person.
Yeah,
to
we
use
built
it
that. We built that just for you.
I know, but I was tired of using a wiki. Anyways, then we had Timothy, who came in and had like the most amazing project I've seen in a very, very long time.
That's
They're all
cool, right?
amazing, but this one is extra amazing. It was a MIDI sample controller, keyboard, Bluetooth, monster control. It was just like it had like 50 buttons over here, and they had these RGB flick switches and rotary encoders and knobs and LED buttons and like matrices and elastomers. It was this amazing project. You absolutely have to go to the show and tell and check this out if you have controller board envy, which like who doesn't? Everyone loves pushing buttons and there's like flippy things and all that good stuff. And he built this project. He's working on it since April to do some MIDI sample control. I guess like some audio and video editing. It's just amazing looking. It's like 3.5 wide, 3.5 feet wide, and all made just by point-to-point wiring. So that's a lot of wiring. Pretty impressive. We also had John Sanford, who came by and talking about point-to-point wiring, showed off a real breadboard. So people ask, why are breadboards called breadboards? Like, do they look like bread? No. It's because breadboards actually used to be pieces of wood, and you would hammer nails in, and then you would solder wires to the copper or brass nails. So he actually had one that he was showing off. So check that out. It looks like it was like a couple decades old, but that's exactly how people used to build radio circuits when that was what you built when you did electronics. Richard Albritton came by and he showed off the laser cutter at his Maker Faire, and he's making these little robots. And he also showed off like all the machines they have. They have like CNC mills, and they have lathes and tools and like all this equipment, 3D printers. We had more. We had tons of tools show off today. This was like tool day. McAllister came in with his dead.
One update.
What?
So we recently said you can show retro hardware and like old cool electronic stuff.
Yeah.
And now, if you're going to show off your Makerspace, do a little tour, that's okay too.
Yes.
So we're expanding with show and tell. Show and tell is still show and tell.
Yeah.
But in case people want to ask, what can I show or what can't I show, this will just cause the rooms to fill up even more because lots of people have their own workbenches and places. But we think it's going to be okay.
Well,
it's fine.
I love looking at these tools. They're great tools.
Yeah.
Okay, so McAllister came by with his dead mouse helmet head that he made for Halloween, and he still has it on his desk because if you make a dead mouse costume, you're allowed to basically wear it year-round,
That's right.
I think.
That's the rule.
And he also showed off the projects he's building for his 4-H, I guess his skill. I mean, I didn't do 4-H, so I don't know what they're called, like skill.
I think this is, they give them projects.
Or
I think this
projects
one
or
is like build a test
courses.
light and stuff like that.
Yeah, so he's actually doing the electrician skills, which is pretty impressive for I barely even know the difference between like when to ground neutral and when to case ground. I don't know. Anyways, he's built this really beautiful and very handy portable outlet box with a lamp. And he's basically playing with plumbing and electricity and electronics to build both like powered electronic stuff and also like costume electronic stuff. So both electrical and electronic engineering, I guess. Rhett came in and showed off a project with an 8x8 NeoPixel matrix and using 3 knobs to tweak the red, green, and blue values to sort of make a mix effect using an Arduino Uno, and also showed off his grandfather's old school soldering station, which actually looks a lot like McAllister's project. So I was thinking McAllister should actually build that project. His grandfather actually had also like an outlet box, with like 2 outlets or 4 outlets, and then a lamp that came out the top, and then soldering stations that go on the side, and then like it has holders for tools. So you pick it up and it has like all the hand tools you need in the soldering station, and you just plug it in, and you have outlets so you can like plug in the project that you're working on. So this is a really sweet soldering station that he found and is going to fix it up. Yigitier came in and showed off a 3D printed enclosure for a TFT that he's working on, as well as the Makerspace that he's in. So people are doing Makerspace tours, and his Makerspace also has like amazing tools. They've got like a Shapeoko, and like grinders and lathes and multiple 3D printers and like rooms for the printers and then another room for electronics and posters. And a totally sweet makerspace. So if you're interested in all this stuff and you want to do it and you don't own all these tools, it'd be a little expensive to get a 3D printer, check out your makerspace because they would love to have you. And then finally, Lumen came in and showed off her octopus and skull solar jewelry, little solar, like very beambot style jewelry where it like grabs solar power even indoors, like they'll leave a little bit to charge up a super cap and then blink an LED so it sparkles. That's a very nice project.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Oh wait, and then C. Scott came in.
Yeah, he did an update on the project that he's been
And
showing
showed
us.
off, his MIDI DAC shield. So it takes MIDI in and then has analog out. I believe that's the order to four voices to his OBX clone. So he played some Vangelis-y music.
Yeah.
Every week is Vangelis-y music from C. Scott week.
Yeah, it was up to me. It was up to me. We would have. I was thinking about like maker-made background music for all our shows and everything.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe it'd be too distracting. But his stuff is great. Yeah, you want okay. You want
It's very a little bit like that. I mean, this is a monophonic.
Okay,
We'll
Lady
demo
Nat,
this
how do
later.
people get on the show and tell?
If you'd like to get on the show and tell, and there are a lot of people showing off on the show and tell, so you probably want to hang out with these cool people, or just you can always just watch too. You don't have to be there every week, but you can join yourself by going to our Google Plus page at plus.google.com/plus_Adafruit and comment and comment on the thread to say please add me to the show and tell circle. You will get added afterwards, and then every week you will get an invite sometime near the beginning of the show whenever Google sends you an invite, and we will have you on the show, and you can show off your project. You can show off some old technology. Old technology we're defining as something over 10 years old, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, it can't be like 2 years old. It has to be like 10. It has to be like old. The older the better. Like I like this grandfather project. 'Cause that was like it was cletly from like the 60s or 50s.
Although the pace of technology is moving so fast, pretty soon looking at something from 2 years ago, you'll be like, retro.
It has to be 8 bits or less. You can also show off your makerspace or workspace, your project, analog, jewelry, electronics, crafting, all that good stuff.
Okay. So that was a
Yay.
lot.
I know, that was a lot. But
No,
it was
we
great.
We might, if it's like this every week, we might have to cut down the recap because it takes a lot
Yeah,
of
I
time.
know.
Okay.
Hey, you have to, but check
Yeah.
out the Forge project for sure. That one, it was like
Yeah.
super epic. It's like within minute 10, I think, of the
Okay.
the YouTube.
All participants in the show and tell get as seen on the show and tell sticker. Sometimes I also send them other stuff.
Yeah.
Just email support@adafruit.com and you get a sticker. Or something else, I promise you. Okay, next up, Pack of the Mailbag. These are the letters that people send us. We really like this. We read these to the entire company every Friday at our State of the Fruit meeting, and we decided to also have these on our show. Dear Adafruit, I just want to say how impressed I've been with your company. The Adafruit Wave Shield arrived very quickly. The kit was complete and the circuit board high quality. The product worked exactly as expected. An example you have your site. We're great getting up and running very quickly. I guess I would be regarded as old school as my electronics degree is from the 70s, so I've been around a bit, and I have to admit this experience has been one of the best I've ever had with any electronics retailer. Congratulations, you and your team. Adrian, the Canadian.
She said that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
If you're Adrian Canadian, I guess you could go around saying, I mean.
Yeah, a little bit of Maker Biz news. We had a record. This is a panorama of just like mid-ship that I just took a quick one. We had about 5,000 plus. It was more orders go out. I have this little video that I shot near our shipping area, and this was from
Monday,
this
right?
This is Monday. Big sales, and then then I had to go out into the loading dock area, and then here's the other pallets, and
Yeah, we palletize the orders.
yeah.
So that's why with the black shape is actually we have to take. They have so many orders that we have to stack them
Yeah.
up, and you see they're stacked. Because UPS is like we can't take the individual boxes
Yeah.
anymore. You have to. You don't have to, but they really prefer it if we palletize.
So
we palletize them.
yeah, so 12 pallets, 5,000 plus orders, and UPS had to do 2 trips. So we had a goal of filling up one of their trucks, and we did. So thank you everyone out there who participated in sales. We did something a little different than a lot of other places and sites. People have jobs, and we know that they can't be on Twitter and like refreshing websites all day and all this stuff. So we said, let's do a 15% off discount, and then let's have all these freebies at different tiers.
Yeah, there's no limit. We didn't have any
Yeah,
limits either,
and
which I like. It's like
people
you
could
basically-
order everything they wanted.
Yeah.
Didn't have to go back all the time. So we heard back from the customers, and they said, thank you, this is what I wanted to do. And we had the sale all the way from Friday. We extended over the weekend, and then we did Monday. And so that was 4 full days to get all this, and we managed to keep everything in stock. So it worked out really well. Yeah, it worked out really well, and the customers said they really liked it. So that's what mattered to us. A lot of parents who want to do stuff, who have jobs, and they can't hunt around online all day.
Or in school. I mean, not everyone. I mean, the thing is, anyone who works retail is totally swamped during the weekend because they're working retail.
Yeah. So anyways, that's it. Adafruit jobs board. Every week we go over jobs board. Anyone can post up for free. Some of the best maker companies and makers have found people they need, and other people have found the jobs they wanted. This one's an interesting job. So this one got posted. Head of Hardware, Design and Technology, San Francisco at Indiegogo. So this one
is really cool that they post on our site.
Yeah. So
we're not even one of the people who constantly talks about Indiegogo.
We don't post any crowdfunding things because it's not fair. We wait until after the backers get their goods.
Yeah.
So this is interesting because this is their overview for it. Do you often find yourself advising entrepreneurs, accelerators, makers, and hardwareans the benefits of crowdfunding? Do you seek to find and play the latest gadgets to celebrate CS as your favorite holiday? Are you known as the ultimate networker? Do you light up in the front of a crowd? So they're looking for someone to join the Indiegogo team to bring hardware products to life. You'll go around and help people who want to do hardware get funding on some place like Indiegogo. I think this is a good idea because across all the crowdfunding platforms, it's always a little unknown if the hardware product is legit. That's actually kind of the thing that people are worried about. And also just managing expectations, saying, okay, you say you're going to get everything to the backers in 6 months, but it's really going to probably be a year and a half. You should
just set the expectation.
You should set your expectations. So it's a very cool job, and I'm glad they posted it
up. It's a really, having somebody who's the face of it was really valuable because I think a lot of times, also, it's not the fault of, I say fault, but it's the people who are doing the campaigns, they often don't really know what they're getting into. And so they'll say things like, oh, well, I've got this wireless technology working once, it'll work every time, and I'll be able to get it from 5 meter distance to 5 kilometer distance by just boosting power. They don't realize it's not that simple, that there's a lot of difficulties. As I say, when we were talking about how Reddit has their own, they also have a position open for the hardware. They're trying to do a hardware crowdfunding too, and they're we're starting with T-shirts, but then we're going to do hardware, electronics hardware, and I'm T-shirts to electronics there's a huge chasm in between.
You did electronics and T-shirts.
Yeah, I mean, T-shirts. Don't get me wrong. You can't have issues with T-shirts. I've had issues with T-shirts, but it's a limited scope. Whereas with hardware, people, what you don't know can really kill you. And Indiegogo, I think especially, I don't know why, but Indiegogo projects there's been more issues with Indiegogo projects than Kickstarter projects. Although,
I think because Kickstarter came down hard on no renderings, and there was a lot of
but they now allow it again. I mean,
so it all depends. But anyways, it's a cool job. I'm glad they posted up. Okay,
right.
Next, so some news in the world of open source hardware. The Trinket contest on Hackaday is going strong.
I have this.
They had the first winner.
Wait, really? How'd they do?
Yeah, drawing number 1 results. So the winner of the first one was let's see, how long the kids spend from their homework. So it's building a timer for homework.
Okay.
So that's the first one. The contest is still going on. Go to hackaday.com and you can enter. Funny side story. So our trademark attorney, Marty, who's awesome.
Yes.
He's a maker's maker. He has 3D printers. He has he has our electronics. We purposely wanted someone when we get advice about legal stuff to
be in the space.
To be one of us.
One
of us. Him and Michelle are fantastic. And so he sent me a link. He said, "Hey, what do you?" This Hackaday contest, what's up with this? Because I didn't tell him that we were,
Oh, he thought that this was.
And he thought that Hackaday was just, calling it a trinket contest because we have a special trinket edition. And I said, no, everything's all cool.
No, we're the supplier.
And then he wrote back and he goes, oh, I'm surprised that you would have you'd do a version of the trinket with the skull logo. And I said, funny story. 10 years ago, when I started Hackaday, I designed the logo, so it's
actually still your logo.
So I still really like the logo. So he said,
no, he probably was these people are using your trademark or name.
Yeah, because we've had to there's been other companies out there that have used our name and logo without permission. And we've had to ask them to not do that. And we're pretend to be Adafruit when they're not. So that was kind of funny. Anyways, that was cool. That was my story of the day. Okay, next up, I thought this was kind of neat. I talked about this a long time ago. I thought a cool project for the open source hardware community would be to help Stephen Hawking, because his system that he used was proprietary, and like no one could actually work on it and fix it after a while in the software. Like they never had copies of the source code or something. So check out the Wired article today. The open source software system that is running on Hawking's system. Intel worked with people, and now it's going to be available for everyone. So that actually happened. Yeah,
so cool.
It really happened. Also,
I'm really glad, because it was. I remember that there was a call for help, because the people who were maintaining his speech system, they said like the company like disappeared, or like they're lost and the IP is gone, and like it's old, and like nobody knows how to update it, and it works now, but like any day it could just like blow up.
So I thought that was neat.
What are you gonna do?
Another Stephen Hawking is he said he wants to be a Bond villain. So in one of the upcoming Bond movies. I thought that was cool.
That's cool.
He's like one of the coolest people.
I think it'd be cool if he's just like, I manipulated all like the atoms in this universe
to
make a shark with lasers. Okay.
Okay.
So
next up, on Thanksgiving, we posted up a really big thing. You guys can read this later. It's called Our Promise. So we always go over like the things that we promise. You know, no blinking Christmas trees. You're never going to make those, right?
No.
I promise.
No. Menorah kits don't count.
Okay.
It's a menorah, not a Christmas tree, guys.
Okay. So, in the past we said we weren't going to put social media like malware buttons on every blog post.
No
every
likes,
product.
no tweets.
We didn't think that was good for the experience. And then we also said we're not going to have any ads on our blog. It's very popular. We get approached all the time. We're not going to do that.
No.
And then we're not going to do sponsored projects.
Nope.
We get approached by big companies who want to give us money to do videos for them and things, and we said no.
Nope.
And we don't do sponsored posts on our blog at all.
Nope.
It's just whatever we like is what goes on there.
Nope.
So we added another promise, because 'tis the season, and our inboxes were filled with so much spam, and it was from places we didn't expect, things we never signed up for, all this stuff. And so we said, you know what? Let's be really clear. And you said, and now it's on our site, we can't take this back. Adafruit is never going to spam anyone ever. Ever.
Nope.
Ever. It's hard to get back on that.
Nope.
Yeah, so we don't even have a newsletter.
Nope.
And I did want to say one thing. If we ever do a newsletter,
and this isn't just like a terms of service thing. This is like my promise.
This is a promise. This is actually
a promise.
Terms of service is just like
They'll
tricky.
change it. No,
It's just tricky. It's always tricky.
Subject to change.
You didn't read the fine print.
Yeah, fine print. This is a promise.
So this is a promise. So this means that no one in the future, we don't have a marketing department, but if we did, no one in the future would ever be able to spam customers, because this is a rule for everyone here at Adafruit and a rule on our site. We'll never harvest emails. We'll never email customers for anything other than things to do with their orders and shipping shipping confirmations and all that.
Yeah.
But if we ever did do a newsletter, we also made another big decision. It'll never be tied to your purchase information ever, because I think that's really unfair. You and I, we go to all these websites, and the first time you go there, there's a big box that pops up and says, sign up for our mailing list, sign up for our newsletter, and you have to click, there's a little tiny X, you can't get through to it. So I thought that was good that you decided to do that, because it makes it easy for everyone out there to know, will I ever get a spam from Adafruit? No. And if we did do a newsletter, what we would do is have a completely separate site. Like my example is adafruitcatphotooftheday.com would be the site you go to sign up for the newsletter there, and have nothing to do with your customer account, because your customer information, once you give that to a company, it's unfair for them to do anything else with it unless you want it. And I think it's also hard. Sometimes you forget, like maybe you signed up for a newsletter, maybe you didn't, and you assume a company spammed. But then companies get acquired. Sometimes they get acqui-hired. Yeah. Sometimes they get out of business. You never know what happens to all that stuff. So that's the rule.
Yeah.
We're not
Promise.
spamming ever.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Kegmatics update. When people drink alcohol, it says eggnog. Last week was gravy. That's what it is.
It's horrible.
Yeah. My updates for kegs. We have a lot of stuff going on the gift guides. On Adafruit. So if you go to adafruit.com/gift guide, this week, open source, hackerspaces, Raspberry Pi projects, more open source, drones, and we did something, more ways that Adafruit's a little different. My joke is we did the unthinkable. So
it's not unthinkable. You thought it.
Yeah.
It was thinkable because you thought it once, at least.
So on Friday,
it's in the set of thoughts.
So on Friday, we looked around and we posted sales and deals to all the companies that we liked and saw. And
We've been doing this every year, though.
We've been doing this every year, and I think it's important because you're not going to buy everything from Adafruit. It's just a fact. And like so, Evil Mad Scientist had a great sale. Little Bits had a great sale.
Seed had a sale.
Parallax had a great sale.
Parallax, Pololu, Spark Photon.
Yeah. So what we did is we went down and we posted links to all of those places.
Tindy.
And we said, go there. Yeah, Tindy, go there and spend money there and look at the deals that they have too. Yeah. So we did that on Friday.
We don't sell everything. I mean, like people.
And we also did that on Monday. So
look, better to go to these sites and order something cool and support the maker community. This is what everyone's part of the community.
We're still a community, and so there's other deals. There's like Seed was selling like Arduinos at cost. Like you should of course try to get them. You should definitely do that. So we think it's important, and it all goes back to our promise with the no spamming and no ads. Because we're able to have so many great customers and we can support Adafruit, we can do things like this. These are places that we think are pretty good, places that maybe we buy stuff from too. So, so that's what we do. I kind of like it.
Okay.
I like that we can provide that to our community and say, here's a cool place that we like too. Adafruit Learning System. All right, we're going to go through these pretty quick. You have this is an update.
We moved the Tweetbot tutorial over. It's not like a new tutorial. It's just it was one of the ones that we forgot to do the moving, and then you reminded me, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot to move that one over, and we moved it.
Okay, next up, this is for the video that we're going to show. This is EL wire stalking. Becky showed that. You know about this one. You can talk about this one. This is part 2 of multitasking.
This is Bill Earl's totally awesome tutorial. Please check it out, especially if you're interested in becoming a more advanced microcontroller Arduino user. One of the things, the thing that separates the girls from the women when it comes to microcontrollers is whether you can handle interrupt management. Interrupts are really, really tough to do, but they really give you a lot of control and power over the microcontroller. One of the microcontrollers can only do one set of instructions at a time. It's a single core, but by using interrupts, you can make it seem like it's able to do multiple tasks at once. And Arduino it doesn't quite have the core capability to do real-time, process management, but you can kind of sort of fake it with interrupts again. So this tutorial is part 2 of multitasking and shows how you can control buttons, read buttons, control LEDs, and control servos using multiple interrupts to make it seem like they're all happening at once without using a blocking delay where you're actually stopping the microcontroller and halting everything for a half a second and then turning the LED on. You can instead have tasks going on in the background. So really powerful, especially if you want to do something that has more than one output or control at a time. Very, very good tutorial. Very advanced, but also it does an excellent job of leading you through how and why. So I do recommend it.
Okay. And then this one is going to be live, and you'll see more. We're going to show the video shortly. This is how to make your own 3D printed Raspberry Pi A+ case. We're on the ball.
Very cute.
Okay, that's it for Learning System this week.
Yeah.
Next up, Time Travel Tuesday. We look back in the world of hackers, makers, artists, scientists. We look at old posts on our site, other sites, see what's going on. So this is a neat one, Lady Ada. Back in 2010, so we've been posting up crazy stuff that you never get to see on other sites.
But it's thinkable.
But it's cool.
You can't say it's unthinkable.
Unthinkable. No, so we post up our traffic on our website.
Yeah.
Because we think it's
this is state of the fruit.
Yeah, so back in 2010, we posted this up. We had 2 million page views and about 600,000 visitors in 1 month.
2 million page views in a month. And then what do we have now?
11 million.
Okay, so it's five and a half times more.
Yeah, and then we have 2 million visitors on average. Both of those numbers are a little higher. But from 2010 to 2014, so 600,000 visitors to 2 million and 2 million page views.
That's just for Adafruit, because LadyAda.net also has. I don't think you actually know what LadyAda.net still has some stuff, but a lot of the tutorials I've moved to learn.
Yeah, so that's the traffic. That's what it looked like 4 years ago.
Okay.
So, next up. Also, in 1927, the Model T was out.
Okay.
And then the
It's
Model
a
A.
beautiful red color, too.
And then the Model A came out. So it was Out
I wasn't around then.
It was out for 19 years.
Okay.
And then they introduced the Model A.
That's so nice.
And Ford's still around. Pretty amazing.
It's beautiful. So this is like somebody's.
Yeah, this is a real.
No, I mean like.
Yeah.
It's got like street signs. It's a restoration.
Yeah, that's not a photo from 1927. No. Okay. Next up, Wearables. Every week, Wearable Wednesday, we have all the amazing post projects and more. The live show with Becky Stern.
Yep.
The longest running live wearable electronics show on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's always action packed. This week, Becky has a video. Let's watch it. Special little appearance from Adafruit there.
I know, I was not expecting that.
All right, next up, 3D printing. We have a couple things worth noting. Big news this week was 3D Systems is no longer in a patent lawsuit with Formlabs. The terms of this closure are undisclosed.
Undisclosed.
So
okay.
maybe there's payment, maybe there's licensing, maybe there's just like, hey, like this is stupid. That'd be
so
cool.
all of the lawsuits, because there was multiple ones.
Check on our website because it details it. It was actually a pretty short mention. It just says.
Yeah, no, I couldn't find details. So I didn't know if there was more information.
So we'll see. We'll see what this means. But it'd be pretty cool if the 3D printing world like focused on making really good 3D printers.
Chilled the fuck out. Yeah.
Well, one of the problems is, so we sell 3D printers, and we know lots of people with 3D printers. There's still a lot of work to be done. These aren't just done. Like who can?
No.
You know,
they're advanced.
Yeah, and like all the software still needs a lot of work. So it's cool. Like legal battles take a long time. Focus that on the special 3D printing video this week. This is how to make your own Raspberry Pi A+ case. It debuts tomorrow, but you can see it here first.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Hey everybody, today we're designing and 3D printing a case for the Raspberry Pi A+. This is a pretty cool, simple two-part design that lets you securely mount the A+ to the case with machine screws. It's got all the openings and cutouts for each of the ports, so it's easy to pass cables through. And when you compare it to the B+, the A+ is smaller and has fewer components. It's only 20 millimeters shorter and features the exact same mounting holes. There's no Ethernet and only one USB port, making it slimmer overall, and everything else is pretty much in the same spot. So to design the enclosure, I'm using our Raspberry Pi B+ component that we made in 123D Design as a starting point. And if you haven't already, check out our video on how we made a case for the B+. So first up in 123D, we'll remove the components by deleting the solids we don't need. The size of the PCB by 20 mil, and then we'll move the USB port over to accommodate for the size. The final size of the enclosure came out to be just a little bit bigger than the Pi, but it's only 1.5 mil thick, which is plenty for a simple case. For the top of the case, I had to make some openings for the camera display connectors and the GPIO headers so Pi cables can easily pass through. Now let's go ahead and 3D print the parts. Using PLA material, the main piece takes about 45 minutes to print with a layer height setting of 0.2, 2 shells, and a 10% infill. The travel and speed rates are set to 90, 150 on this one. So the cover just snaps on top of the case and has a little bit extra on the edges so you can easily pop it off if you need to. Now to install the Pi into the case, all you gotta do is insert it at an angle so the ports fit into the cutouts, and then you just sort of press it down into place. You'll definitely wanna use number 440 Phillips machine screws to secure the Pi to the enclosure. And that's pretty much it. Now we have a pretty cool piece of Pi. We wanna know what awesome projects you're thinking about making with the Raspberry Pi A+. You can let us know in the comments below, and you can of course pick up some Pis in the Adafruit shop. If you dig this video, please let us know by sharing it and hitting that like button. Thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for more 3D printed projects from Adafruit.
Okay, and don't forget, so last week was Thanksgiving, so there was no 3D printing show. This week,
There is one.
3D Thursday Hangouts with Matt, Noah, and Pedro, the longest running, best 3D printing show online every single week.
Thursdays, 3
Thursday.
p.m.
Yeah.
3D.
3333.
333.
Okay. So we have some Pi stuff. This I'm gonna jump subjects. It's not out yet. Don't ask, but it's also a thing. So this is a very short video we shot, and I'm just gonna play it. It's a Raspberry Pi thing. Hey, Lady Ada, what's going on?
It's a servo party. Ain't no party like a servo party, because a servo party updates at 50 hertz.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna break the rule a little bit and say. So what was that?
That was the servo hat that I just sent out for fabrication today.
What's a hat?
A hat is kind of the name for a Raspberry Pi Arduino shield. Like you have shields on Arduino that plug in.
BeagleBones have capes.
And BeagleBones have capes, and we wanted to call them Pi plates or Pi platters, but instead they went with hats because it's hardware attached to the top, HAT, hat. So it's a standard from the Pi Foundation for the size and capabilities of stackable or add-on connector thingies for adding circuitry, and they're like a certain size. They're actually the same size as the Model A+. And we actually designed a bunch of hats, 5 hats, actually a little bit more than 5 hats a few months ago. But we wanted to wait until the A+ came out to be like super positive that like nothing was weird or different or changed. Yeah, I mean, like it's sometimes I get this feeling of like I should probably wait. You also have to wait till our case was out to make sure that all the hats were compatible. And case is out, A+ is out, so we've tested all of our hats with both the B+ and the A+ to make sure they all work, and they do, and it's lovely. And we're sending that to fabrication, so before the end of the year, there should be at least 1 or 2 Pi hats. Yeah.
My favorite thing is the A+ with the hat on it because it's such a small little package.
It's so cute.
Super cute. Okay.
And we're going to design more hats too.
Before we get started, Cases is the code, 10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up until midnight tonight. Don't forget, we have the free deals going on. So you get 10% off and you get all these things automatically in your cart. Okay, Lady Ada, it's that time. It's new products.
Yay!
All right, first up, this is a holiday card.
Ooh, this is a Chibitronics card from Bunny and Ji. This is Chibitronics, their electronic paper electronics kit project. I don't know, like construction set. And it lets you basically build electronic circuits using stickers and copper tape. And so this is their card. And when you open it up, you can actually also cut it into an ornament, but it's a card. And then there's these circuit stickers here, and then a little place to, you follow the pattern with copper tape, and then when you put the battery in and you close it, I don't know if you can see the LEDs lit, and then you use a, hold on, one of these star-shaped kind of paper clips to make a glowing card. Can you go to the overhead and I'll show it off in detail? Yeah, let's do that. So, okay, hold on. Let's get rid of this. I'm gonna move this over. I'm going to show this off and lock. Okay, so this is the card, and then I'll turn this off so you can see. Ooh, it's really nice and glowing. You can see it. It's just like the camera doesn't show it off very well if I don't make it dark. And then inside, there's a pattern, so you use this LED sticker. It's actually a sticker. There's no soldering involved. And then this clip to keep the battery in place. And these are just like really adorable little cards. And there's a frame version, and you get a whole bunch of LEDs, and it's kind of a holiday-themed version of the circuit stickers that we've been carrying. So they wanted to do a special edition just for the holidays, and it's great. And there's one that's there's a snowflake, there's a dove, and then there's a blank one that you can use as a photo frame.
Okay. Next up. This is fun. This is the thing that you were playing. Why don't you play? Why don't you make some noise?
Okay, I will, but let's show it on the overhead at the same time.
This is from Moog.
Moog. Gee, come on, man. You're trying to drive me crazy.
Moog.
What are you doing to me? This is a really interesting kit that they designed for a workshop. It's called the Workstat, and it was so popular they decided to make it assembled as a fully assembled kit. I mean, you could probably build it by hand, but I think it's nice as a kit. It's nice as like a non-kit as well. And it has basically like a panel over here, except instead of using like big 1/4-inch jacks, you can just use headers. We just got these in, so we haven't done any mods for it yet. But as a synth, it's actually a really, really nice synth. Wait, hold on. It's loud too. Okay, it's a little annoying. So you can make really...
You just press these buttons.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah, people who like analog synths will rejoice at this really
cool.
fun kit. I like this like LFO, LED. Yeah, you put it together by just sort of screwing all the parts together, and it comes in a very sturdy, bent metal case. So this is a quite nice synthesizer.
Yeah, this is like really high quality.
It's really high quality. So yeah, it's not like a simple kit. It's actually a very, very nice kit, and it has the keyboard buttons down here, as you can kind of see. And it's basically designed to be hacked. They have projects for, you have the trigger and the gate and the VCO and the VCF out and in, and so you can patch in your own circuitry using a breadboard very easily. You don't have to open up and solder it. So you can basically circuit hack it without actually having to do any opening up and hacking.
Okay.
It's a really lovely synthesizer. This is the one that we first got, we put it together, and then we finally have them in stock. If you are an analog synth fan, you'll probably want one of these. And it's actually quite a nice synth on its own, even if you don't want to hack it.
Okay,
Okay,
next up. Ready?
yeah, turn this off.
This is the Trinket compatible LED menorah.
It's not a blinking Christmas tree kit.
Nope.
Okay. Not to be
So
confused.
Let's look at these great photos. This is from Evil Mad Scientist Laboratories, one of our favorite maker companies of all time. And it's also Trinket compatible. That means if you know or use a Trinket, this acts and pretends and kind of looks like a Trinket. So you want to go to the overhead or the... No.
I can just hold it up.
Okay.
What's really neat is, it's a true PCB design, and they use this really nice stippling, so it looks like it's three-dimensional, but it's actually just like a flat PCB.
Yeah, it's PCB art, which is amazing.
It's a really cool PCB art, and it has these through-hole NeoPixels, which lets you control the whole menorah with just an AT-Tiny85, and the circuitry is hidden behind it. You don't see it because it's in the back. And you use a USB connector to power it and reprogram it if you want. It is, Trinket compatible, so you can use your Arduino IDE to reprogram it. And it has, maybe I'll go to the overhead to show the details.
Okay.
So I have to turn off this light.
That's nice.
Okay, so I turned off the light so you can see the LEDs a little bit better. So you can set what night it is. This is the third night, and then the fourth night. So every night you press the button to increase. And then you can press the color button. And so this is like a rainbow color mode, which is a little bit fun. But you can also do just fading all the colors, or this is just blue, a Christmas themed one. I don't know why on earth you would do this, but maybe. No, this is okay. This is fine. It's a Christmas themed, LEDs, slower Christmas themed. There's like 30,000 modes here. I don't know why they came up with this mode. Oh, blue and white themed, very patriotic.
Okay.
More modes. I don't know. Like basically, all the colors you can have it like red and yellow and green and all the different colors. So
there's a chart that shows everything.
Yeah, I mean, like it does the
yeah.
crazy amounts of stuff. We just put this together, so I'm excited.
Okay.
And it looks awesome. And this is like the nicest menorah kit I've ever seen.
It is.
And it's the Mega Menorah 9000. That's why.
Okay.
For people Mad Scientist.
Next.
A lovely kit to build.
We have the
Festival
B
lights.
plus protector.
Pie protector.
This is like the
B
A plus
plus.
pie protector.
But for the B plus.
For the B plus.
Yeah, we
Here's some great
finally got all of these in. It's a very minimalist case. It's not like a full case enclosure where it protects the whole thing. This is just like you want something very slim that doesn't take up a lot of space. Maybe and you can plug in hats on top, of course, and There's this nice etching for on the side where you can plug in a GPIO header. People would like the A+ Pi protector, so we thought we would basically release a version for the B+ as well. And this just shows you get 2 pieces of clear acrylic. You put it together. You can have a GPIO cable plugged in, or you can remove it. Although there's like 20 pins. There's slots for the camera. There's a little protector here for the micro USB. Very easy to put together. Very easy to use. I don't know if you want a super slim case. Protects the board, protects the Pi, protects your table, all good. And also these little screws kind of act as little bumpers, which is kind of nice.
Okay.
That's Pi protector.
Okay. Next up, and I guess this is kind of a big deal because all of our Pi cases are in. So this is the new Pi case that we have, designed by Mike Dole, one of the best designers in the world,
He's the best
industrial designers.
He's designed all of our injection molded cases,
Yep.
and they're gorgeous. And we worked really hard on this case.
Can I say this? We did the unthinkable again, and we put the designer's name on the case.
Yeah, he says he actually gets a lot of spam.
Yeah, I think at first he thought like, wow, that's so cool. Like
And
Adafruit
then-
puts my name on stuff. This is.
And now, like, every Kickstarter person emails him, like, can you design my case? And he's like, wait, who are you? Why are you at me? Where'd you get my name?
Yeah.
So we have a couple different options. This is the classic case. So we wanted to have one case that was just, like, really neutral, so that it would go in all of our packs, because if we had to pick one. So it's a smoke gray base and a clear top, so you can see into the Pi, but it's translucent. You can see the LEDs, but it kind of, it's not like you see everything. This is the classic case. If you want to just like get a case, this is kind of the one we suggest. We're going to definitely stock a lot of these in particular. But if you want to get creative, we also have the cases available in multiple different colors. So
You want to start to see that now?
yeah, can you just click on the...
Okay, so we've got a lot going on here. So
And we'll go to the overhead real fast. I'll show up.
Well, I've got a GIF that just goes through it really fast if you want to see. And then I have the bases as well.
That came out weird.
Well, I know, because it's an animated GIF.
No, yeah, the animated GIF for the colors came out weird.
But then we also have these other shots that I'm working on.
Yeah, these are all the different color combos.
Yeah.
So we have the tops and the bases available in
Black. Yellow.
yellow, orange.
Orange.
It's actually black, it's smoke gray. Pink,
Pink.
blue, clear,
Clear.
and green.
Green. And then in the bases we have
Same.
yellow.
Yellow, orange, green, blue, clear. We also have the smoke gray and pink.
Yeah.
I'll show you on the overhead. So we have the classic case, and then we have all the cases in multiple colors, and then we'll turn on the light super bright. So this is orange, and then this is like green, and they're all translucent, and they're like super sweet polycarbonate. Clear is like totally clear. Smoke gray, kind of like yellow, lemon yellow, lightish blue, teal blue, hot pink, and super nice orange, tangerine orange. And then show it's basically meant for the B+. We're going to be doing a version for the A+ eventually too. We just got the A+s in stock. It snaps in very securely, and there's space for like a hat. You can plug in a hat inside. You can have a GPIO cable come out the side, and then the top just snaps on. So you can pick any combo that you like for the tops and bottoms as you like. You can get the same color if you want. It's up to you. Be creative. And yeah, it's got all the slots you need for the micro USB and HDMI, and then you can get the micro SD card in and out. It holds it securely, and it's a nice polycarbonate case, so it's extremely strong. This is also known as like bulletproof plastic. I wouldn't shoot this with a gun, but it is quite strong and will last a very long time. Definitely stronger than the acrylic cases we have. It just takes a lot longer to get a polycarbonate case design. Like this has been 3 or 4 months in the making. It takes quite a while to get these going. And you can have like multiple cases with tops and bottoms and like swap them out as needed. I actually just have a lot of Pis that I'm working on all the time, like with different projects, and so this actually will let me differentiate which one is which because I can't keep them straight. And then I'll just show off like some of the other bottoms. We have like the green translucent, and here's the yellow one, so you can kind of go like tangerine look, or citrus themed with orange and yellow.
Yeah, and as someone said,
so yeah,
it's
usually
a nice
you can only
snap.
get one color of each, but we decided to go with like you can get tops and bottoms, any color combo, and mix and match them. And we'll probably also add a couple more colors. This is just like our first run of getting them into the store. So
Very nice. Snap, too. Snap.
yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, guess what, lady?
nice
That's
snap
it.
case. Yeah.
That's it. Okay, that was a new product. Good work. Everybody start typing your questions in the chat. We're going to do some questions.
Yeah, we have like 5 minutes for questions.
We're going to do questions. There's a couple queued up I'm going to ask right away.
Okay,
You ready?
great. Go for it.
Okay, the first question, Lady Ada, is why is it called a breadboard? You talked about that before.
Yeah.
Why
It's
is
because
it called a breadboard?
a breadboard, a solderless breadboard, is it's actually like a solderless perf board. A breadboard used to actually be a slab of wood that you would cut bread on, and it was just there's a bread cut board, and you would actually hammer nails in and solder to the nails to make point-to-point connections, because you could wrap wire on the nails and then solder them because they were copper nails, and that's how you would make circuits. You would actually lay out your nodes, right, physically, like your circuit node would actually be a physical nail.
Okay. Next up, is it okay to connect the Lipo charger MCP 73831 to a mic 525 voltage regulator, essentially charge a battery with a battery? The setup is similar to the Fona.
You can have a regulator that goes into a battery charger. You can totally do that if you have a higher voltage. But usually battery charging, like you use a lot of current. You want to have make sure your regulator can handle the high current required to do that. Like you have to keep track of how much wattage you're using. So usually if you're charging a battery, I suggest just plugging into USB really, or getting something that can give you 5 volt directly.
All right, and I can answer the next one. On a previous Ask an Engineer, we talked about the PCB design for the ultimate GPS hat for Model B+. What's the status on the product? We sent out boards.
Yeah, we sent that out
testing.
yesterday.
It'll be in the store as soon as possible.
Yep, those boards were sent out yesterday. Yeah, all the hats, I went through and just went hat crazy.
Okay.
I was a mad hatter.
Next up.
All hats.
Can the Raspberry Pi VESA mount PID 986 be used with the B+, and can you mount it to sandwich between the VESA mount and an actual mount monitor Pi?
That I don't know off the top of my head. You can check the tech description. Usually it says if it works with a B+ or B. If it says it works with a B+ or there's a B+ in the photo, then it works. You can always email support if you're not sure, or post in the forums, because I just don't have it in front of me.
If I get my BeagleBone Black for Christmas, can Ustream chat you all with it? And do I need any add-ons to it? No, you can't.
I think Ustream needs Flash, right?
Ustream is pretty heavy. It's not for a little embedded computer. And then for add-ons, I'd say a power supply, a Wi-Fi dongle, a case.
You can, if you have a monitor, like as HDMI monitor, you can open up a web browser and you can go to IRC. So you can do that, but you can't stream video.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll do web streaming.
Next up, how do you decide whether to do thin or thick PCBs?
It's a good question. Sometimes the PCBs we use are thick because there's a connector. And the connector has to go all the way through, and I don't want it to poke out, or I do want it to poke out all the way to the end, so that kind of dictates the thickness. For the wearables, if the dimensions of the board are really small, sometimes I feel like it's a little weird to have it be a thicker PCB. It feels too heavy. So for the Flora and the Flora NeoPixels, I made them, and the other Flora boards, I make them thin. If they were thick, it just feels like they would catch too much on fabric. So I usually go with standard thickness. Sometimes I go with thicker, usually because of a connector issue, or these HDMI backpacks I made. They're huge PCBs. I don't want them to flex too much, so I use a thicker PCB and thinner PCB for really teeny boards. Or if there's an RF situation, like if I have a strip antenna or strip line where I really need to have it has to be 50 ohms and I want the traces not to be huge, going with a half thickness or smaller thickness board can make that easier.
Next up, I can answer this one. This is an excellent question. So, how can I fund a Makerspace? More specifically, how can I get off the ground? We have an entire series of learning docs, and the title of this one is How to Start a Makerspace, Money and Resources, Membership Dues, Product Sales, Events, Donations, Grants, Makerspace Rental, Classes, Workshops, Conclusion, and Further Considerations. We have a guide just for you.
Oh, yeah.
You are set.
That was written a year ago.
Yes.
It's actually the guide for how to start a Makerspace.
Next up, can I get the source code for the Spark Photon from Broadcom? If I can, where? I don't know.
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah.
You can get some code from Broadcom for the Wicked, but I think you have to sign an NDA. I'm going to guess that you do, because Broadcom is kind of like that. The Photon core, I don't know if it's going to be open source. That's actually a good question for Spark IO, because that's their product. It is a bit of a question because with a lot of these Wi-Fi chips, because I'm working on like CC3100 and 3200 stuff. There's firmware that's in the module itself, and that usually doesn't get released, which is a little bit of an issue because if there's a bug, you're kind of stuck with whatever it is. Like you can't go into the source code and fix it, or at least figure out what's going on, which is why I like open source cores. But whatever, it's not up to me. It's up to TI or Broadcom. So yeah, you can contact Broadcom, and if you tell them you're a developer and you are like going to buy 10,000 units, you might be able to sign an NDA and get some of their wicked core code. Not necessarily for the chip itself, but the interaction, like the SDIO or SPI interaction code. That's more likely.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, those are the questions for now. Lots of good stuff. We're going to give away something now. Trivia question time, Lady Ada. What do you want to give away?
I want to give away, that's a good question. What should you want to give him, a market or a case?
We're going to give away a Raspberry Pi B Plus with a Raspberry Pi case. What are the rules?
The rules are, if you have ever entered in a Ask an Engineer contest and won a prize from me, you can enter again, only one winner per my lifetime. We want to make sure everyone has a chance to enter. The first person to type in the correct answer into the YouTube or Ustream chat with spelling and all that good stuff.
They're synced up pretty nicely.
They're synced up really nice. Last week actually was YouTube won. Sometimes YouTube wins, not always Ustream.
Yep.
Wins a Raspberry Pi B+, and you get a case and any color combo they want. Do you get to pick it? Yeah, any color combo
I'll give you instructions as soon as...
Yeah, you'll have to tell us exactly what you want, but you'll get the color combo and the B+. You'll be rocking, look at this beautiful case. Maybe you'll even get a pink with clear, which is like my favorite.
Here's the question from Time Travel Tuesday. What year did Ford release the Model A? What year did Ford release the Model A? Type the year in the chat. And the winner is Michael ID 33. Very fast. Wow, I guess he was writing Michael ID 33. You won. Congratulations. So, Michael, here's what you do. Email support@adafruit.com. Say you won the trivia contest. You get a Raspberry Pi Model B Plus and pick your color combination of your case that you want.
Tell us the PIDs if you can.
Yeah.
That's the best ideal, because some people are like, I thought that green was blue and the blue was pink and whatever. So if you're colorblind, that's cool. Just give us the product IDs of what color combo you want.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure to get you the exact thing that you would like, your favorite colors.
Okay. Very fast. The other person was also really fast. It's almost a tie. Okay. Very good. So
I can see through
that
this.
is the show for the night. Don't forget the Codis cases all the way up till midnight tonight. We're probably going to run out of stuff towards the end of the month or middle of the month, so it's a good time to do some shopping. Yeah. So don't forget you get the code, 10% off, and then there's the free stuff. Perma-Proto, Trinket 5V, UPS Ground, Trinket Pro, all depending on how much stuff you put in your cart. We'll see everybody next week. A special thanks to everyone for watching and participating. We had a record last few days. It's been great. Thank you, everyone. It's been really good. There's a lot of stuff that people are going to learn electronics with, and we're happy to help out with that. We have a picture of a cat. This is the CyberCat photo that we were doing that I've had for years. And then this is us trying to train MOSFET.
This is modern cat.
We wanted MOSFET to sleep in a box like Tony's cat. Tony has a cat named Carmen.
We're trying to convince him, but I don't know.
As soon as we turn around, he just jumps out. But that's that. Here's your moment of Zener.
Cat was not boxed in a day.
And we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.